Alright, here we go. We are live. This is RaiseYourWeapon. We're down at Game Breakers. Got a good game for you leading off here. We got Team Beefy Crunch versus Team RaiseYourWeaponMedia. Team RaiseYourWeapon is the purple team. Blue team is Beefy Crunch. Again, this is down at Game Breakers Land Center. Beautiful Land Center down in Auburn, Washington. Super cool place. If you were ever up for a tournament or in the Washington area, come down, check it out. If you're in Canada, drive down. It's very nice. Got a cool setup here. I am RyW Pato. With me is TK Rain. We're just getting them set up here really quickly.
Yeah,
and we have and we got early bans here. We got Shen and Ramus. Shen very, very strong after the recent patch. A lot of people banning him non-stop, especially in solo queue. And then of course Ramus, very good out of the jungle. Same with Shaco. So those are some typical bans we'll usually see when two teams don't really know each other very well. You're typically going to see jungle bans.
Oh yeah. The thing that you don't want to do is have a snowball affect the junglers. So
I mean, that is the main job of a jungler, really, is to facilitate ganks and, start the snowball. He basically sets up the snowball for his opponent, and he can even, you see a lot of invading tactics from different junglers and team strategy, because stealing a simple blue buff early in a game takes a lot of strength out of the opposing team's mid, because they can't push as hard, they don't have as much mana, especially if your mid has their blue buff, and so it can really give your team a huge advantage with counter jungling. So junglers are very, very important in League of Legends.
Indeed, you want to counter jungle, you want to bait them into that blue so you kill them, get the head, all that good stuff.
Yep, and to see a Warwick ban, just once he hits level 6, he's a really solid ganker. He can pretty much, in a lot of lanes, he can just auto kill you if he catches you. So, and he is a really good sustained top solo as well. Morgana ban, of course, great pusher, great easy mode type of player. Looks like an Eve pick. This could be a troll, probably a troll, but more likely it could also be a proxy pick. Another thing you can do when you're in team matchup is you message the other team and basically pick a proxy pick by picking a low tier character that no one would choose. So I'm guessing that's what that is. I imagine an Eve is not actually being played here. So the other team is probably being messaged about what pick that is. And the first pick is Shyvana. So there you go. There is that typical, really heavy counter jungler. I mean, the most well-known counter jungler definitely is Shyvana, especially after the M5 shenanigans. It looks like RaiseYourWeapon is opening with Janna. Janna definitely the strongest support in the game, especially because when you move to the mid and late game, she's just the best. Her crowd control is unparalleled, and her damage bubble shield gives your carry an extra BF sword. And then Kog'Maw, probably one of the best ADs, and a lot of what we think, and a lot of what the meta is shaping up to be, is that this looks like probably one of the best AD support combos. The thing about Kog'Maw that you have to realize is that Kog'Maw actually has, with Biocane Barrage, he at level 9, he has 710 auto attack range. Tristana at level 18 has 703. So at level 9, he can shoot 7 more distance than Tristana. We're live casting another game. We'll catch the next one. Yeah. Sorry, I got teams organizing around here. But yes, like I was saying, Kog'Maw, pretty much unparalleled as far as range goes. He has no real great escape mechanisms with a dash or anything like that. And that's probably his only weakness, if anything.
The thing is, you have to jungle ult to reset the fight.
Yes.
And for whirlwind, just to CC.
Yeah, you got the slow, you get the Janet's Kog'Maw's best friend. And from Aurelia Sona.
Jungle Aurelia.
If that is, we might see a swap probably. Shyvana's, I guess if you have a Shyvana, because top is Shyvana.
It's Eve. It's Eve.
Oh, okay. No, but yeah. So, I'm sure Aurelia's going to be top, is what we'll see. And Sona, she's been nerfed. Her base values from her auras at the lower levels have been nerfed almost in half. And but at the high end, it's still the same. But it takes you a lot of time to get up there, and so that early big boost you had from her auras is kind of out the door.
But she does have an early game for Raz. So
yeah.
With her passive, so really good zoning tool.
Very good zoning tool. It looks like RaiseYourWeapon came back with Pirate Udyr. Very, very solid. Udyr top, Udyr top is definitely a very, very, very strong pick. And Pirate, he's been, I know Highwind said he's like, I gotta play Pirate a lot more. He's been watching a lot of streams, a lot of the top solo players, and Pirate's really a farming jungler. He can gank a lot, and he's pretty good in that way, but he also is very much a farming jungler because he wants to farm up.
Well, there's not only that, there's support GP from the jungle because there's all anywhere, anytime, how long as it has it. So
it makes the team have to play a little bit differently because you have to account for that when you're in lane, especially if you're bottom lane. If you get too low, or if you decide to engage a team fight, once you know that Pirate is 6, you have to be ready for the fact that a Pirate ult could come in at any point and change the whole tempo of the team fight. And it looks like the other team's going to go Ryze and Caitlyn. Caitlyn, not a big fan actually of Caitlyn these days. She's a little underbuffed, so we're going to see him return. And we're going to have, or we might recreate and do a blind pick so we can pick the characters quicker. Yeah, we're going to remake blind pick. That is because of the proxy pick. Eve being Shyvana.
Eve was Shyvana.
What's up?
So how does the proxy thing work out?
So basically what you do, so anybody who's watching this confused about the Eve pick, you basically pick Eve because no one's actually really going to pick Eve in a normal game, and then you basically message the other team captain that, hey, this is not the pick that we wanted. We want to actually have Shyvana because the player doesn't have it, and then you basically just remake the game blind pick. And it looks like we're getting invites, so... Or no, we don't have invites yet. Or maybe we do. No, we don't. There we go, there's the invite. Will the real invite please stand up? So again, if you are joining us or tuning in, this is Game Breakers down in Auburn, the 5v5 LOL LAN tournament. We have 8 teams here. We're doing pool play. Go to our Facebook at, as you can see down there in the bottom left, you can check out the brackets, see how the teams are doing, check out the stream, of course. Again, follow us. Follow us by clicking on the top left. There's a little follow button. You can follow us and you'll get an email whenever we do go live at tournaments. We will be doing tournaments every weekend for the next couple of weekends. We have Emerald City Land next weekend, and we also have, and then after that we're going to have Vancouver Land, so we're actually going down to Vancouver to cast there. They're going to have a huge setup for us, a bunch of TV, high-quality cameras, so there's going to be lots of shots of the players, stuff like that, so a lot of cool stuff in the works for that, so I'm pretty excited about that. But this is a really great venue. I mean, anybody who comes here is always going to be super impressed. It's very definitely clean, it's big, it's open. Great computers. We got a great desk setup. There's big leather couches.
There's snacks. There's drinks. Restroom. Places nearby. You could just eat. Starbucks. If you need a coffee, caffeine in you. So
do some extra setup work here because I haven't had a chance yet.
It's all good. This is what we need.
Good old summoner block, so we don't have ghosting. Working it out.
Non-fiction is actually tuning in to our live stream right now, apparently.
Well, he should, because he's a jerkface for not showing up and playing. And I hope he tuned in just in time to hear that, because I want you down here. I want you down here playing this tournament. I wanted to see you guys. I thought you guys would have had a pretty fun run through this. But again, so the only pick we didn't cover, I think, is the Xerath pick. I mean, Ryze actually, of course, obviously, he's a late game. He's more of a, he's almost like the AD carry caster of casters. Like, you want to get to late game. Kind of weak early, has some good harass, but for the most part, you want to get to late game. There's non-fiction. And then, of course, we have Xerath. Xerath, definitely one of my more favorite casters coming out. He hasn't been hit with the nerf stick a lot, so he's been pretty unscathed, but he has this really long range, great poking ability. The only really counter to him is if you can have a really beefy, tanky kind of AP, but the thing is, once he hits 6, especially against a Ryze, I mean, Ryze has the potential that if he gets a little bit behind, which he can get heavily poked, because Xerath is very heavy spammy, that he's going to be a little bit behind, and once Xerath hits 6, he Locus of Powers, deploys that mage chain from half a screen away, and then starts making it rain. I know that you like that, and then the next thing you know, you're dead.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Xerath, a very, very strong caster. And I actually think he's a really good counter to Ryze. I think a lot of pros, if you ask them, if you see a Ryze pick, what should I pick instead? A lot of people will say, no, minus the LeBlanc and the the Kassadin picks, which are anti-casters. But LeBlanc, she falls off late, so if you don't want to do an early snowball strategy, Xerath is a safer pick. And once he snowballs, if he snowballs too, I think he's almost better than Blanc, just because he can stay so far away. You don't have to just get in these AoE.
Well, yeah, which is true. And then LeBlanc Because like you said, she falls off late game. You push her lane, she can't really roam to gank other
Yeah.
she wants to do that early game.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing Xerath doesn't do as well as that roaming ability because he doesn't have the dash to fly around and fly over walls. But he can still roam. He has this long range.
But see, he can shoot over walls.
Yes, he can reach out and touch you. Yes. Who's repeating?
Everything you say is being repeated. You're getting feedback.
Really?
It's far from
Is it from my mic?
my mic, so it's the only thing we can do right now at this current time.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
He can hear him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's
How clearly?
Is it
Like how clearly can you hear him pretty clearly? Like.
everything you say, like a second later.
Okay, no. I'm saying right now, if this mic is off, can you hear him clear enough out of my mic?
right now? You actually hear me right now? I sound just the same.
Technical difficulties. Don't have our normal mic set up, so we're trying to make stuff work out here. We will have our normal mic set up pretty shortly, so it will get better throughout the day. So bear with us. Sorry for any audio problems we do have. We're just wind down here again. Go check out, like, subscribe to our YouTube channels. You can see everything down there: Twitter, Facebook. Follow us here on RaiseYourWeaponMedia on Twitch TV and Facebook. And you know what? We'll give away a $10 RP card today. So if you do go subscribe to us, you will be entered into a drawing to win $10 in RIT points. So go do that. Go click. Go like us. Go spread us. Go support local esports. If you're not local, just support esports. It's super awesome. The team comp wise, I feel like Razor Weapons team comp is just I like it a lot better.
We've seen this team comp.
Yeah, we've actually seen this team comp. This is a team comp that Razor Weapon does like to play, and it's very strong. I mean, Udyr just becomes super ridiculously tanky late game. Has a lot of really good matchups. I mean, he kind of turns a lot of top lanes into just a farm fest, and he does good in that. And then you also have, the only thing we haven't seen is the pirate pick. But the pirate pick I think is an enhancement over what we normally see from Highwind usually. But there's a lot of good potential from that. I mean, Shyvana was picked first, so I mean, we see the team comp before run with Shyvana as a counter jungler, but we're gonna see pirates gonna have more global presence.
Maybe. This is the first game at Game Breaker.
This is game one. This is game one of the tournament. So there's other games about to be started. It's like teams are getting ready, getting in there, getting going. And then after that, we're gonna bring tons of teams. We're gonna try to get every team on stream at least today, so everybody's gonna have a game to show to their friends. So that, and we really just want to cover every team because every team should get some love. We do want to support the local teams and get their names out there so we can see who they are, And I mean, it's a cool community. We just want to build and grow the community, and that's what Raise Your Weapon is all about. Teams are loading in here. So I have a rule now that I've decided, and this is the only time I'm going to talk about it, is that I'm not going to do like the skin war thing, because I've been watching all these streams, like every stream, like up to the highest levels, IPL, anything like that, and everybody always does the skin war thing. I feel like it's a little played out, so I can't do skin wars anymore. Maybe I'll come up with something else.
Colors? You want colors?
I'll put you over here so your name is being broadcast to everybody all the time. To do colors? Whoa, what team is the best color? Well, it looks like this team is really top team is really coordinated blue. They're fitting their team color theme right here. I mean, Shyvana, the only one really mixing up, but she has the blue skin, so that looks pretty good. But meanwhile, purple team, I mean, they're just all over the place. They have blue and reds, which you combine to make purple. So I guess in that respect, they're doing okay. And see, we made it through it, so there we go. That's all we need. So we got Bruno on Bryze. Giona really will be pretty interesting. I mean, we've seen that matchup before top. If I believe indeed Aurelia is going top. So yeah, so we've seen that matchup before. And which one's better late game? Well, Aurelia's good at diving, and so she is an asset to her team in that case. She can dive onto Kog'Maw, so Jan's gonna have to be best buddies to Kog'Maw and really have to do a good job trying to hold him down. protect him. So I'm gonna do some audio stuff real quick. Again, this is not my normal streaming computer. So and it looks like we have an invade towards red. Ray leading the way. Trap coming up. Looks like Uju's going to spot this out. Those go. He's going to get caught. A little bit of grab. Xerath with the Arcana Pulse. Poking in there. Dealing out some damage. Uju's going to back. Not use those pots. Very, very smartly. Blue team's going to back out of this. They were spotted. It is very, very important, you know, that you actually go in here and make sure that your red doesn't get stolen. It's a very common invade for teams that do not take CV. After CV was nerfed, a lot of teams, their supports don't take CV anymore. They usually favor team heal or aggressive spells, and the carry will take team heal, and in which case leads to less CV, less knowing where your enemies are, and more unpredictable play. So yes, very common start. Kog'Maw helping out Pirate there, you know, switching over to the Wolf that is not being attacked. You give him a good heavy pull onto blue.
Yep. Going back to the fourth, going back to the starting off our pots.
And Shyvana actually has a really fast jungle. That's one of her strengths, is that she has a really quick jungle clear time, and she can invade. And she has a lot of good jungle matchups if she meets another jungler 1v1. And this is what I'm talking about middle. Arcana Pulse just being spammed at Ryze. It's going to happen over and over again. And Bosco is going to use this to actually whittle down Bruno. So by the time that he does hit 6 or higher levels, when he can get stuns down, it's going to be really powerful. Now he's level 2. There comes the main stage. There's the stun. And this is exactly what I'm talking about here. Ryze has a really, really tough time against Xerath. They're taking a lot of minion aggro, but he's going to have a really hard time. And Shyvana, not the best ganking jungler, so they're not going to get a lot of support ganking. This lane down bottom with Sona and Caitlyn's heavy poke, which is good for them. And Caitlyn, her auto attack range is 650, which is the highest base auto attack range of any AD in the game. But the thing is, Kog'Maw, once he hits level 3, he gets his second point into Biocam Barrage, and once he activates Biocam Barrage, their ranges are even at that point. So she doesn't actually have a range advantage on him at level 3 as long as Biocam Barrage is up. Good little whirlwind there to displace, just in case. We saw the Piltover Peacemaker. Meanwhile, top, this is going to be a farm fest. I'm not going to have to watch this too much unless a gank comes in to try to support something, but those two are just going to trade. There's going to be lots of turtle, lots of true damage and lifesteal coming back up. Highwood looks like he's rotating that way. Trade going down, Ignite going on to Ryze. Ryze trying to engage to hold him there, but Shyvana, again, not the best jungler unless she can actually close that distance. She used that burnout, but she came from the other angle, had a long distance to run, and you know, Ryze being stunned was easily able to back out of that with Xerath. So Bosco, super safe, winning against Ryze. Ryze chugging pots like a fiend, already out of pots, pops his flash already to dodge the Arcana Pulse. So Ryze has his flash missing, and he's really, really low on health. Xerath still has 2 pots. He's only chugged 1 pot. Meanwhile, Highwind went top, maybe thinking about going for Aurelia, but I mean, it's a really tough sell to actually take down an Aurelia early. She has a lot of great mechanisms to escape, mainly her dash too.
Not doing anything. Scaring Kog'Maw from the bottom. Wards too strong.
Yeah, just making a mean face is Shyvana right there. Shyvana, you know, she can apply that red. I mean, if you can rush an early phase, she can do some good chasing and slowing down. And I mean, that's her best chance at actually ganking. But other than that, I mean, she really has a hard time ganking, so don't have to worry about too much for that. And I mean, Pirate even, I mean, he has a good gank with his slow, kind of, but at the same time too, it's like he really wants to farm. He wants to farm up and get that damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Level 6, he has that level ult. Same thing with Shyvana. She had that level ult, but she has another initiation.
Looking at farm, Kog'Maw's at 26, Caitlyn's at 25, so pretty even there. But really all I'm waiting for is Xerath to actually hit level 6. Once Bosco hits level 6, and the fact that Ryze does not actually have his flash, if he goes back, he's pretty much going to die. I mean, he really wants to pepper maybe with a little bit more Arcana Pulse or something like that. So Bosco rotating back smartly, doesn't want to be up against that lane since he can't farm anything from it. Shyvana coming down, so we might see engagement, but I have a feeling Ryze will be blown up at any point. There we go, staying still. go. I don't know what you did, but it went crazy. Alright, anyways. So Shyvana running in there, making another mean face, and Sarah just calmly walking out of that because Shyvana doesn't have a lot of gank potential. So just waiting for this level 6, and I'm sure that's going to be the first kill of the game. That's what I foresee in the future. Ryze already kind of low, moving into range. Almost gets our cannon pulsed. Trying to go in maybe for a burst, but I mean that's a mistake. I mean if he does that at level 6, he's just dead.
RyZ doesn't have to trade. At least not yet.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Level 6. There it comes down, and one more Arcana Pulse, and he got it. Dodges quite out of that, and almost goes down. Boscow almost picking up that first kill like I called, but Bruno's gonna get out of it. I can hear myself now. Yay! Always great. So we do have a stream up for people now at this point. Matt up top really has gone back. Let's see what Aurelia buys. Auelia's going to buy Philo Stone, welfare items as some people call it. Going to farm up gold that way, get that Trinity Force, and then she'll be super scary. Well, Matt hasn't quite gone back yet. Has his boots, has his armor, 3 pots, and a ward. Just going to be super safe. Highwind running up to high five his teammate, give him some moral support. A sneak up in this jungle. I don't know if he was actually seen there by the creeps though. And yeah, it's pink, so they do know he is there. Not so sneaky, Highwind. RyZ back to lane. What did RyZ buy? Did he buy tier or? No, looks like he's gonna try to get to a catalyst as quick as possible, get some extra health so he can be more tanky. We're really out of range for Highwind at this point. Highwind really just needs to stay away from top. He's not gonna really be able to kill top. It's kind of a waste of time. But ooh, here we have the counter. This is very smart here. RyZ running. Oh, they do know that they are missing. There's the CV. Make sure they can defend that blue. That would be bad if it went down. I mean, RyZ not necessarily super dependent on blue, but it does help him, especially in the early stages. Especially if he goes tier, he can farm that up. I need to be careful here. They do have a ward down there, so he might be looking to try to go for a smite steal. And he is out of their range. They do not actually know he is there. And oh, there's the steal from Highwind. There it is. Gotta be careful with those smites when you're doing that. Should have known it was warded. Now Boscow just constantly poking down this lane. Boscow at 60 CS, RyZ at 38. So RyZ, really needs his farm to get into late game. Right now, not getting it. Meanwhile, bottom lane pushing him very heavy onto Kog'Maw. See how Mr. Kog'Maw's doing. 62 CS to Caitlyn's 56, so pretty even still.
Oh, nice block by Jen. He didn't see it. This does something really good. He's just constantly harassing the bottom lane. They don't want to attack Kog'Maw to get that farm.
RyZ pretty low on mana, really wants that blue back now. But blue for Raise Your Weapon is up too, so you gotta keep a heads up on that. They should be trying to feed Xerath that blue very quickly. It's been up for a long time and not checked on at all. Although purple side blue is harder to steal because Dragon is warded more often, so it's hard to actually sneak in there to steal the blue, which is kind of the advantage. Blue side blue, I mean, obviously very, it's a lot more easy to go in there and try to steal that. So Sono and Caitlyn got their run of the bottom. Well, now Kog'Maw goes back. Kog'Maw looks like he bought his Wriggles, which is very strong, and give them the ability to do Dragon really quickly. Xerath is going to pick up blue. So the position right now for Rizzo can be very good. Team gold for both teams very even at this point. Top lane are really at 70 CS to Matt's 58, so top lane actually winning in CS up top there. Stun possibly coming down. No mana here for RyZ. And that cooldown on Xerath's ult is so short. It looks like Janna now, it's typical Philosopher's Stone, has 3 wards in tow. Should be able to ward up here. Probably gonna ward Tri-Brush maybe? Nope. Up top, maybe a ward for middle. Shyvana trying to cover this against Xerath. Not going to work too well. Especially as his ult comes raining down. He does have the ult on tap, so he definitely could pick up a kill there. Udyr pushing his lane hard in the absence of Aurelia. Arcanapul's missing there. I think he could have gone aggressive earlier, maybe kill the Shyvana, possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think when she was like about half health, he had his ult, he could have probably mage chains and blew her up. Pretty sure under tower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now just waiting, both teams in their little farm fest mode, going back and forth, trying to buy items. Udyr's gone back, he has his wriggles now, so triple wriggles actually for Raise Your Weapon now. So any dragon attempt they have will be really, really quick. They can also Baron as we move towards that later stages of the game. Which, I mean, means you constantly need, you're going to have to get wards onto Baron when it is Baron time, early, around 18 minutes or so, even, just because it can go really, really quickly. Shyvana coming down again, being slowed, has her ult, but no dice. Great slow by Kog'Maw. And Sona doesn't really have a lot of mana, so she can't really initiate with anything. Raise Your Weapon pushing this lane very, very hard. Kog'Maw's waiting for Biocarn Barrage to come back up again. At this point, he has huge range advantage actually over Caitlyn at this point. And once he hits 9, it'll be absolutely dominant. Ryze using his ult, desperate power to clear that wave. A lot of ping going down onto Xerath. Might see a gank incoming, but Ryze not even in position to help this out. I mean, Shyvana runs out. Again, we're going to see Xerath calmly walk away. And I mean, it is misleading too when you see that. And Shyvana going to pop her ult, but I mean, no dice. I mean, the truth is that when Xerath deploys and locals of power, typically players think, oh, he's immobile. But the fact is, he just pushes a button, comes instantly out of it, and gains movement speed buff. So he easily walks away from those types of engagements. Shyvana without any CC there, you know, not really going to catch him. Highwind going down here now, warding red.
Okay, fine.
There we go. Slow onto Shyvana. Shyvana going to burn out, try to trade this. Stun onto Shyvana. Shyvana going to get rained on right now. Blown up. First blood going to Highwind. Kill confirmed from Highwind. Farming from long range. And Highwind's might start this dragon here. They have support. They do have numbers advantage. They can 4v3 if they want to try to do it with their triple wriggles. Or they don't want to have. They'll have 2 wriggles. Udyr top with his wriggles. Udyr, meanwhile, does not have teleport, and Aurelia does, so Aurelia can actually come in on this if they had a ward here, but they do not have a ward. So this is a pretty safe dragon for them. Meanwhile, Bottom's constantly pushing this lane, not giving away the dragon is going down. Ryze running over to try to get his blue, so they're focused on that, so this is perfect dragon time. Highwind's going to run out of this as quickly as possible, just to make sure he doesn't die embarrassingly on stream. And he'll succeed, so... Gonna run away up and farm some wolves maybe, go back and buy. Xerath right now very, very strong. He has triple rings. He's banking 2.4k. So he can definitely go back and buy a heavy item if he wants. And it looks like that's what we're gonna see. He is level 11, has his level 2 ult. Udyr farming some golems in the meantime while Aurelia's dealing with her lane. Well, bottom, Kog'Maw's been constantly pushing this into the lane, and 130 CS to 98, so there's that advantage. Kog'Maw is absolutely dominating bot. That's a huge deficit right there. It's about a kill and a half deficit. Shyvana rotating down, maybe trying for another gank, but again, she's going to show herself and walk away. Shyvana, you know, it's not really working out for them. They haven't got a lot of good invades and counter jungling out of her, and her ganks really just haven't come through, so she's, I mean, just kind of falling behind a little bit that way. It's still level 8 though. She can jungle pretty quickly, but not quite where she wants to be with her effectiveness in this game. Aurelia looks like she's gonna go back now. Pop off the gold axe, see what she has. Like she's going for fade, so she is building up towards that Trinity Force probably. Gonna get her Mercury Treads. Yep. Udyr meanwhile. Looks like he's probably going to go for his Phage next. That'll be the next item on his list. Next item on his Christmas list. Dexter picking up a kill bottom onto Caitlyn, using that range. And so now this bottom turret is up to them to take. It is past 15 minutes, so they might decide to take down this turret, gain some map advantage on their opponents. Now, the 15-minute mark, I mean, typically a lot of high-level teams will leave this turret up around the 15-minute mark in order to deny your opponent's CS by pushing the wave constantly into it, and plus it keeps you safe because you don't have to go much past this turret position to farm. And if you kill it too early, though, it'll actually open up farm for your opponents because they can safely farm back at their second turret. And if you push really deep in there, you need a lot of wards to try to protect yourself, and there's a lot more gank opportunities and rotations that can happen onto you. Typically, teams will try to leave that turret up and push into as much as possible and gain a CS advantage, like you see Kog'Maw having 150 CS to 108. So, over 2 kills in CS advantage alone, and just picked up a kill onto Kate. Xerath picking up their Arcana Pulse. Highwind rotating down, warding the opponent's jungle is going to come around here. Going to have a for fun shot. Boscow going to rotate out. Switching off some turret aggro. Aurelia trading with Udyr up top, but they're just going to bounce off each other. Aurelia with the life advantage, but Udyr very, very strong. So here we go. Pirate and Xerath pressing on the mid turret. The kill this mid turret opens up everything else in the jungles. Looks like they will try to take it down. Raise morale use. Highwind's going to run in there and just hit. Long range AoE from Xerath coming back in, forcing her out. So they will take down mid turret. Aurelia was thinking about rotating, but no dice. RaiseYourWeapon does see that with their ward placement. Kog'Maw, meanwhile, double Doran's Blade, level 2 boots, and a Zeal. So it's the early pressure strength build right there. A lot of attack speed, a lot of crit. Use that range. And you can, as long as you wait on Kog'Maw's ult, you wait 6 seconds for a cooldown. As long as you wait for that 6 seconds, you actually have a pretty good advantage. It doesn't actually, it only uses 40 mana, so it's actually pretty mana light. A lot of people, if you want to spam it, it adds up really, really quickly. And it's 40, then 80, then 120. That's a lot of mana, especially from Kog'Maw. It doesn't have the biggest mana pool. There we go. Focus on to Caitlyn. Almost have her down. Xerath coming back around, dropping his burst, and now Sona is left underneath the turret. Nothing to save her. Ignite going down. Pops her out way too late. And Dexter, he's going to get out of this safely. Rya's rotating down, but this turret will fall. RaiseYourWeapon probably going to rotate up and take another dragon, I imagine. 6k gold advantage for RaiseYourWeapon as they push on into this bottom turret. Slow just missing the heals of Ryze there. Barricade Barrage is pumped up. There we go, Dragon. Dragon will be coming back up soon. Team pinging for, they probably will fall back to that Endu Dragon. Kog'Maw stealing some more gold. Why not? 171 CS. It's for the game. Aurelia, the closest one on the blue team with 150. Looking pretty good against Udyr's 154, but I mean, she's just really just staying even at this point. It's like Udyr's going for Sheen next. Gonna use that to proc with Tiger Stance more than likely. Let's look and see what Udyr went. Udyr's gonna fancies himself an engagement here. Has Phoenix max leveled, and he is level 13, so he does have Tiger max leveled as well. Or Turtle, I think it's Turtle. Yeah, he has Turtle.
Yeah, it's Turtle.
Yeah, so he has Tiger Stance maxed and Turtle. A lot of Ubers favoring to not go Tiger Stance. Tiger Stance has a great burst damage, but they typically favor to go Phoenix just for the wave clearing and farm ability. But right here, it's still working out. He's still hanging with Aurelia in farm. And blue is up. CV going down, seeing that they are going to try to steal this. Don't want that to happen. And we won't. I imagine we won't see another steal. Being a lot smarter with their placement around the edges, and Ryze is going to pick up that blue. Kog'Maw, meanwhile, fighting Kate in the bottom. Dragon should be coming up soon. There it is. RaiseYourWeapon is going to collapse on this, get even bigger gold advantage. Right now they're sitting at 6k. 6k at 20 minutes of the game is a very, very healthy advantage. And there's this long-range stun onto Sona. Burst coming down, really close to death. Third one coming in, just very low. Might see one more Arcana Pulse. Long range picks it up. Boscow taking out War Zero. Now Brunner is on the run. Main chain sitting on him. Doesn't want to get hit one more time. Does get hit. Followed down, but there's no more burst to actually really follow him here. So he should be able to get away from this pretty easily. Highwind coming in, warding again. Keeping constant wards in the enemy jungle. And Janna rotating down, maybe placing another ward as well. Be sure they can see everything always. Kog'Maw pushing bottom lane. Udyr farming away. I mean, Udyr just really wants to farm up. I mean, when he reaches late game, RaiseYourWeapon already has the lead, but Udyr can become nigh unkillable late game. So he's just going to farm that up. And meanwhile, they have a lot of strength bottom, 4v3 in the hemisphere at this point. They can push this lane safely because they have all these wards in this jungle by RaiseYourWeapon. They can see all the lanes of attack pretty much. There's this lane right here. You can sneak through with a gank. Jan's gonna go back. Kog'Maw's probably gonna back off soon. Ward at the small brush. Wards everywhere from RaiseYourWeapon. Just want to keep that advantage. Keep snowballing it. Imagine we might see a Baron pretty soon for them. We're hitting around 21 minutes. Tiger stance turning around. Stuns going down. Trading right here up top. This might be the final countdown here. But now they're just gonna back off the side. They're both low enough. I'll come back with more items. We'll do this again. Punch each other in the face. Kog'Maw no mana down here, so he's pretty vulnerable. Has no really chance to escape. Has his flash though. Xerath rotating down. That's just bait. So it looks like the only real warding they have the ward here. Shyvana's going on a counter warding spree, but doesn't have a lot of support from her team. And Xerath can actually do a pretty good job against her. And pink ward down, so he's going to kill this Warder Dragon. Dragon not going to come down up anytime soon, though.
Well, the thing is, they killed Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So bottom lane, we have 3 people bottom now. Sona's sitting in a ward, unbeknownst to her. Shyvana clearing more jungle, just trying to farm up Aurelia. Looks like she's going to back. Aurelia right now has a Wit's End, so she's going to Wit's End. Make her more potent when she dives onto the enemy squishies, carries. Xerath's going to come help push top, farm up a little bit more too while Udyr is backing. Udyr, meanwhile, finishes the Sheen. So he's just a few gold away from actually finishing up a Triforce, and at that point he's going to get super scary with his damage output, especially with that Tiger stance. Xerath just putting constant pressure onto this turret. Arcana Pulse is right now sitting at 317 AP. Arcana Pulse dealing a good healthy 500 damage at this point. Or about 420 actually. I'm bad at math. There we go, Ryze clearing out Raise. This constant push bottom from Kog'Maw, just constantly farming up.
Meanwhile, up top.
Really going in onto Xerath, but Xerath's choosing a long range. Might see a sneak back in, but no, she's going to back off. Use that brush to juke. Jenna coming up to support him, make sure he doesn't die. Aurelia, one of the best characters actually turning around a low life advantage, especially with that strong CC that she has from her Equilibrium Strike. So right now, RaiseYourWeapon just focusing more around top. Shyvana kind of up a little far here. Looks like we're probably going to have some warding, start getting ready for Baron. RaiseYourWeapon pushing all the lanes constantly. Ryze crossing over. They do see that with the blue ward. Udyr going to back out of this. Pirate's gone back. Pirate actually has Sheen and he has Phage at this point. So Pirate might even see a Triforce, Trinity Force from Pirate as well. Everybody take Trinity Force. Everybody take Wriggles. We'll call it a day. And Udyr does have that Triforce. So he will beat Aurelia to the Triforce. Aurelia deciding to go Wit's End. And Udyr's going to be really hard to escape too, especially with that Triforce. That movement speed buff makes him very, very hard to escape if you decide you don't want to fight him. The blue buff is up. Aurelia waiting at the blue buff. Patiently going to feed this to Ryze again. Ryze right now, he has Banshee's Veil and a Tear. Not doing so well. Oh, there's the Pirate Ult coming in. Everyone backing out. Shyvana's going to jump in, but she's going to be in between 4 RaiseYourWeapon members. Aurelia coming back in now at this point. Blue buff still not down. They're trying to steal this. Pirate will steal it, backing out. Xerath running out of this. Was trying to kill Shyvana's going to flash over the wall, escape out of this. And overcharge at Janna, but RaiseYourWeapon stealing blue buff and escaping out of this. Pretty safe. Meanwhile, Kog'Maw pushing bottom. Kog'Maw 254 CS, 212 for Xerath, 223 for Udyr. Great farm numbers from Razor Weapon at this point.
Oh my god.
37.6. 37.9 gold to 28.1.
10 gold.
Or 38. Yeah, so 10 gold advantage for Razor Weapon. That is pretty big, especially at 25 minutes into the game. I mean, later in the game, those gold, it starts to mix up because everybody starts to hit the level caps, and they start to fill up all their items. But I mean, the truth is that at this point, I mean, really, it's at the early stages of the game, the gold advantage also translates to you probably have an experience advantage too. So that adds into the fact that you have better items than your opponents too. You also have the great items. And Shyvana, waiting over the wall, does not have a Dragonfly or anything to steal this. She really wanted to flash over, but it's not going to help them at this point. Because you'll be keeping that 10k lead, almost up to 11k. Team Gold, Udyr pushing middle. So strong focus around bottom. Janna clearing out with that Oracles. Shyvana holding on to her Oracles. Just waiting for, I mean, we're pretty much away from one decisive team fight for Razor Weapon. If they decide to ever engage as a group, and they can probably, if they clean that up, they can push down even more turrets. Or we can see a Baron. Might force the issue. Really going top to farm now. And oh, there's a kill pickup onto Caitlyn again. Just can't deal with the range from Kog'Maw. I mean, 710 auto attack range combined with the long range barrage. And they have one down. Kog'Maw's going to go up. Not even killing this turret still, just wants to farm. Farm as much as possible. Kog'Maw with his Phantom Dancer early. Xerath, meanwhile, poking the crap out of mid lane combined with Highwind. And he's going to burn out to escape. Doesn't want to get picked off. Just sitting straight at range. And here we go. Bomb turret finally going to fall. Backed off enough people from that. Then mid's probably going to be focused now. Raise morale use. Going to be a lot of focus on the mid. Mid will fall as well. Turret's slowly just being taken down, and Razor Weapon really picking apart Beefy Crunch at this point. Udyr, meanwhile, soloing top. Might see another lane. Closing and coming down now. Cannon Pulse going in. All going onto Aurelia, trying to get her out of this. You might see her come back onto Xerath, and Xerath is actually pretty squishy. So he might be in a little bit of trouble here, trying to get away. Doesn't have any way to escape this, so Xerath will fall to Aurelia. More than likely if we see a dash on there. But Kog'Maw comes in to save. But oh my gosh, Aurelia will pick up a kill. So they are on the board with a kill. But now Razor Weapon with a bunch of kills. Dexter getting fed even more. We're going to see a push onto this mid turret, as they should be able to do. Kog'Maw can chunk this turret super quickly. Combined Forces has that extra 50 AD from Janna's bubble, which is part of why he's able to go Phantom Dancer so early and getting a little aggressive there. 1v3 plus turret, can't quite do that yet, Dexter. Mad chunking away now. Razor Weapon really just needs to probably just get a Baron and wrap this up at this point. Really, really big gold advantage. 15k is pretty outrageous. Truly, truly outrageous. So they're running over there. So there we go. So Triforce for Highwind online. 300 CS almost for Udyr and Kog'Maw at this point. Kog'Maw just going and straight up buying IE. Hey, what's up? I found an IE. It was in my back pocket. So now we're going to probably see a Baron or a heavy push or some final conclusion to this game. There's just waiting for the time. Pink Ward going down at Baron, but that'll easily get cleared out by Highwind, or was it Highwind? Oh no, it's Janna actually has the Oracles here. If they decide to do that, but it looks like they might just constantly push. And 3v4 possibility at this point. They're paying for it. They knew it's going down. I mean, they may. Oh wow, Kog'Maw throwing on that slow, trying to zone with his long range, but I mean, really can close that gap really quickly. So you got to be very, very careful. Kog'Maw 1v5 on the run now. Looks he's running away. Shyvana wants to close on this. Aurelia jumping the creeps, try to gain extra advantage. Running here. Janna can easily reset this though. Popping the Shurela's Reverie to give him extra speed boost. Now the 5 is out in the open. Udyr meanwhile pushing top. Xerath coming down from the side. Gonna see some blow-up action possibly, just constant poke, so much poke from this team, and Beefy Crunch is actually going to back off out of this. Uter coming around, going to meet Aurelia with that creep wave push, and Razor Weapon pushing onto mid. They have a huge advantage at this point. Decide at any point to end this if they like. We're going to see the gauge. There's the Pirate ult. And a little bit of late gauge, trying to zone out for this turret. They're going to zone out the turret. And look at Kog'Maw chunk everybody. Double kill for Dexter. Dexter is fed indeed. Kog'Maw likes his money and his damage. We're really running on this the tankiest member on their team left. Ryze, no match for this. Easy slow, picked up by the Janna kill. And this should be closed out by Razor Weapon. Should be able to kill these turrets very, very easily. So Razor Weapon winning game 1 of this Pool A play. Beefy Crunch putting up a good fight early game. They actually stayed pretty even, but just really not able to keep up with the eventual farm heading into mid-game. And the buff control really was very, very strong from Razor Weapon. Really that's what it was to carry through. Really be blown up down. Ace in the hole coming out. Not going to even touch Kog'Maw. Xerath blocking it. And should see Nexus turrets fall here shortly, and the Nexus fall. Slow onto Shyvana. Not long for this world. Spawn to the fountain, out of the fountain. And there we go. Game 1, Razor Weapon. Congratulations to them. 20k gold advantage at the end of that game. Very, very solid systematic win right there. I mean, they really just, kind of picked their opponents apart and, won every phase of the game.